Hey everyone, welcome to JSConf North America. I'm going to go through some quick housekeeping and then we'll jump right in. First, I want to thank our program committee. Raise your hand if you're on the program committee. I know we have a lot of you there. Thank you very much. We're trying to recreate the old JSConf retreat vibe, so love that. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. And last but not least, where's Chris Williams? Hopefully he's awake. But Chris donated the JSConf brand and trademark and the whole JSConf family to OpenJS. So we're deeply honored and just really excited to kind of carry that forward throughout the world. Another quick housekeeping. You'll find all the breaks in the lunch in the Chesapeake foyer, which is right out there. Tonight, one of our sponsors, Tiny MCE, is throwing a throwback party. So if you have anything kind of 90s jam, check that out. And following the party, we're going to have karaoke, thanks to Hero Devs, and Campfire JS, thanks to Vercel. And finally, everyone, just remember we have a code of conduct throughout the industry, so just be kind to everyone. If you see anything, say something, reach out to me or to anyone on our events team. And there we go. Now we can get started. All right. Okay, so the long game. As you know, I'm Robin Ginn. I always like to start by saying I do have the best job in the world. You'll agree, hopefully soon. But I would also say if I had another job, it'd be a musician full-time, because I am a drummer in a rock band, and so you will get to experience some music this week. There, again, karaoke tonight. Giuseppe brought a bunch of instruments tomorrow, so if you play an instrument, we'll be jamming here as well. And so let's just start with a question. What's the longest game you ever played? Was it a video game? Was it waiting for that JavaScript project build to take place? So today I'm going to talk about JavaScript in the long game, not just in code, but in the community. So let's get started. So JavaScript's been around for almost 30 years. That is the long game. 17 million developers use it. Node powers billions. I think Node had 2 billion downloads last year. NPM, huge, 75 billion downloads a month. And when Node, when it updates, the whole world updates almost overnight. So, it's obviously not a fad, it's here to stay. Sometimes we like to call it like the Wi-Fi of the web. It's kind of invisible unless it breaks, and then everyone sort of freaks out. So, JavaScript, it's kind of like the Rolling Stones, still touring after 60 years. Any Rolling Stones fans out here? There you go. So we had a little fun talking about, JavaScript and pop culture, and thought, if JavaScript had a Spotify playlist, it might look a little like this. JavaScript is like Taylor Swift reinventing itself with that growing fan base. Node, our Beyonce, remember? Node went solo with Leap and took the whole industry with it. And jQuery may not be the first thing that you go to today, but it really did sort of pave the way for everything that came after it. So yeah, fun comparisons, but it does show something serious, that JavaScript has history, influence, and absolute staying power. So that's what the long game looks like. So where does OpenJS fit into this long game? Well, we don't just keep the lights on, we really kind of keep that foundation strong so that JavaScript stays safe and modern. I was talking to folks last night saying, what's OpenJS? Well, I always like to say when a piece of software becomes really important to the world, a community or a person or a company will often donate it to a foundation to ensure its longevity in the future. So that's what OpenJS means. We want to support our maintainers. We want to be that neutral home. So no single company will call the shots. And then we want to make sure our projects are secure, so regulators will know that open source is safe for everyone to use. So let's take a look at what's new in our world. So today we're thrilled to announce that LIT is joining the OpenJS Foundation as an impact project. Woo. Yeah. Thank you so much, Google, for donating LIT to the foundation. That's pretty awesome. LIT, if you don't know, is a tiny, fast library for building standards-based web components. It's the 5th most popular framework on NPM. So obviously it powers billions of downloads, and not just Google, but Adobe, Reddit, and so many other organizations rely on LIT. And since LIT is moving to the foundation, they've already built out its open governance, a multi-vendor technical steering committee, and really just looking for long-term sustainability. So super excited, and again, thank you, Google, for donating LIT. And this is really what OpenJS is all about, giving projects that neutral home. So everyone, welcome LIT. Yay. Yeah, great. So now let's talk security and policy. I talk a lot about this around the world. And regulatory compliance is really a hot topic. It may not sound hot, but it certainly is among organizations and governments alike. A lot of governments are asking, who is responsible for securing JavaScript? You know, and for us, the answer can't be that lone developer like jamming in their pajamas at 2 o'clock in the morning. So the long game of JavaScript really is about keeping our projects resilient, secure, and built to last, while also staying true to our community-driven roots. So speaking of sustainability, we have big news today as well. Lodash is entering a new chapter. So if you've all been familiar with Lodash, it's been kind of a workhorse for millions of developers for over a decade. But kind of like any band, you know, it might need a few new bandmates, some other folks for the roadshow. So today, our community will be building out a new governance for Lodash. And we have secured funding from the German government, the Sovereign Tech Agency, to provide direct engineering support. John David Dalton, a good friend of ours, has been actively involved and will continue to support this transition and the new governance to ensure kind of continuity and knowledge transfer. So really excited about this today. That really is sort of the long game in keeping those projects secure, alive, and evolving for the future. And next, I have another bit of news that we celebrated last week. I was fortunate to attend the ReactConf, hosted by Meta and the community. Yes, and so today I'm super excited to introduce my friend and brother, I guess, in the JavaScript community, Seth Webster. There you go. We need a selfie. There we go.
All right, you guys have to look really engaged.
Really excited.
1, 2, 3. That is the worst picture ever. All right, big claps. All right, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.
There we go.
Thank you. Good morning. How are we this morning? Who's excited for JSConf? I'm super excited to be here. You know, every so often a piece of software comes along that changes not just how we build, but why. A shift so deep that it stops being about syntax or syntactic sugar and starts being about people, about how we think and how we create together. That's what happened when so many people started writing declarative code. When we stopped telling the computer exactly what to do and instead began thinking in components, state, and how to represent that state over time. This is the tiny mental shift, but it opened the door that everything that came next, React, Swift, Vue, Astro, Jetpack Compose, and many more. This is a whole constellation of ideas in JavaScript that define modern JavaScript today. And behind it is one simple truth, that our greatest innovation is not our code. It's the collaboration of communities just like this. It's always about the people. It's you. Every library, every framework, every experiment that's ever pushed the web forward came from people who cared enough to share, teach, and build in the open. That's our superpower. As Robin shared, I'm Seth Webster. It's my privilege to be here with you today at my very first JSConf. Who else first JSConf? Wow, more than half the room. Give yourselves a big round of applause for showing up. It's like the participation trophy of applause. Also, as of last week, I was named the executive director of the newly formed React Foundation, which I'm incredibly excited to do. I'm with Robin in that being the head of React at Meta has been the best job I've ever had. And I really am excited about being the head of the React Foundation because I think that's going to be the next best job I've ever had. I get a lot of questions about my voice, and so I wanted to address those today since I'm meeting many of you for the first time. No, I'm not sick. I have a vocal disability called spasmodic dysphonia, and so that's why I sound so cool. React is more than a technology. When I entered it, I knew that I had found something way beyond technology. It wasn't just a clever way to render UIs. It was a community that believed deeply that in helping others bring their ideas to life, ours would follow. My North Star, that idea that collaboration is a multiplier of human creativity, is why I fell in love with this work. That, and it serves my personal North Star, which is that I love helping bring other people's ideas to life. I love being behind the scenes and pushing others up. And so for the last decade plus, React has had a hell of a run. For the last 6 years, I've had a front row seat to watching React evolve into something that's one of the most influential and important pieces of technology in software history. React is now part of millions of apps and sites, and many of them are the top apps in the App Store. Apps like Rise, the sleep tracking app, just won a design award, and many, many others win awards all the time that are built with React. And using the knowledge you have today, you can just, in 5 minutes, you can have, in 7 minutes, sorry, almost down to 5 minutes, 7 minutes, you can have an app sitting on test flight in the App Store, built with React. And so, it shaped the way of thinking for every major platform vendor at this point, from Apple to Google to Amazon to Microsoft. But more importantly, it shaped people. It shaped how we learn, how we mentor, and how we imagine. So the question is, with that success, how do we protect, as Robin shared, how do we protect something that has become so important to so many people? How do we make sure that React's future isn't tied to any one person, although I hope they keep me around for a while, one company, one team, or one group of maintainers? Well, that's the why behind the React Foundation. It's new, independent. It's a home that's in partnership with the Linux Foundation, designed to keep React open and community-driven, built for everyone for the next 15 years and beyond. It brings together partners like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Expo, CallStack, Software Mansion, and Vercel to work alongside the global developer community and no longer above it. But it's more than governance, it's a promise. It's a promise that the ideas that we build together deserve to last. They deserve to grow and flourish, and they deserve to belong to all of us. But here's the thing, a foundation doesn't build itself, and it doesn't build the future. You do. Every speaker, contributor, and every late nighter experimenting with a new way of doing something, you are what keeps this community alive. And that's why I'm here today. Not to announce the React Foundation or not just to meet you, but it's to invite you into it. If you care about React, if you care about open source, if you care about sustainability and the next generation of developers, then this is your opportunity to help shape what comes next. Bring your ideas. Bring your experiments. Bring your stubborn opinions about this versus that, you know you are. Because when we bring our collective curiosity together, even when it's uncomfortable, that's where the magic happens. So my ask as we close is to take a moment this week here at JSConf, between sessions, over coffee, think about and remember why you build. Not just what you build or how you build it. Think about why you build. For me, this has always been very simple, to help others bring their ideas to life. That's the heartbeat for me of this whole ecosystem. And with the React Foundation, I believe we're going to be making sure that that heartbeat keeps going strong, open, and human for the next generation of developers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I won't put you on the spot and ask you who's your Spotify.
Who's my Spotify?
React, if React had a Spotify.
Oh, if React had a Spotify?
I did see you dance to celebrate on stage last week, so.
If, I don't know, man. Like, it could be 77 different answers.
All right, well.
I'll think about it and get
you
back
off
to
the
you.
hook for now. All
Thank
right,
you.
Thanks. Awesome. All right. All right, now let's highlight another major partnership in our long game. Please join me in welcoming NodeSource CEO Russ Whitman and CTO Adrian Estrada. They'll share how NodeSource is deepening its commitment to open source. Thanks.
Robin, I need the clicker.
Robin, yeah, I mean.
That would make it a
detail.
little harder.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Just mentally
still.
shoot our stuff here. Okay, here we are.
Here we are.
All right, this is great. Good morning, JS Conf. I actually, can you guys just like look side to side, see somebody you haven't talked to yet and just say good morning? What's so great about these events is you come and there's so many people that you've never met before, and you just get that chance to connect. So good morning, I'm super excited to be here. This room is the heart of JavaScript. It's the thing that makes this whole engine go. Inside this room are the people that have carried that torch for years. But I do want to take a quick moment and shout out Robin, thank you for your commitment to this organization, for your leadership. And for your trust. Like when we met a few years ago, you didn't know who I was, but you gave me a shot to be a part of this world, and I really appreciate you for that. Yeah. I also don't get this opportunity very often because he's down in Colombia and I'm up in Seattle. I don't get to see this amazing human. Thank you, Adrian, for being here. You're a tireless champion of JavaScript in this community, and I'm just happy to be here with you.
Thank you very much.
All right, at NodeSource, we've been a part of this story for a long time, really since the beginning. Today, we get to be up here and announce some really cool things, at least to us. We hope you like them as well. So let's start off with our first announcement. Super excited to announce that we are elevating our membership to be a gold member of the OpenJS Foundation. We're excited to be a part of this community and continue to invest in this organization and drive it forward. Thank you, Robin, for helping us make that happen. We get to take this decade we've been living in with the foundation, and we get to carry it forward. So we're super excited about that.
Well, in NodeSource, we always have been very committed with the ecosystem, with open standards, with the performance of JavaScript, and obviously the community, which is the main fuel of everything here. So we have been here for a long journey already. We started with Node was like 0.10, so it's ancient history. We were there when the community was struggling to move forward Node.js. We helped it in the transition to the fork. We helped it to create also the foundation, in the original foundation, Node.js foundation. We were there also when the merger happened, right? We had a mission since the beginning. Our mission was about to empower users to use Node.js, to provide guidance, to help them to be successful in production environments. So we started a project back then for creating Node.js binaries, high quality, for enterprise-grade solutions. And people have been using it, I would say, like 10 years. They started using it 10 years ago. And very successful project these days, NodeSource distributions. We serve binaries for packages for Linux, Debian and RHEL, and are the main component for many CIs and in production environments there. So we also help it a lot in the project development. We have, right now in our team, we have 6 official Node.js collaborators. We also provide some support and help to Express. We recently started a new effort with them. We are helping them to improve the performance of the framework with our solution. And yeah, I mean, we are very tied with the ecosystem, and that's our main, I would say, mission here.
Yeah, thanks. The ability to collaborate and participate across the ecosystem is really huge. Like just having Santi be, supporting LibUV as a primary contributor is massive. The impact that we get to see is pretty amazing. We also been collaborating with the foundation through the Alpha Omega project, and an opportunity to really continue to drive performance and security within the project. So that's fantastic. And then 2 years ago, it's so funny, this isn't in my script, but I was reminded about it this morning. When we started, one of the things I heard about all the time is, when are you going to open source, your runtime? And so 2 years ago, we did that. Literally 2 years ago, in like 2 days. So we're super close to an amazing timeline. And that has been a massive project for us, really opening the doors with the core product that sits at the center of our commercial project that we deliver and supports all of our customers. It's 100% Node.js with some extra goodness in it to allow developers to do some impressive things and support their projects. So we're really proud of that. And we're hitting a really interesting milestone where, and if you guys want to go out and download it and make us get over the top, that'd be great. We're right at the edge of getting to our first 1 million downloads of our open source project. So I'm super excited about that. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. As Adrian mentioned, we've just recently partnered with the Express Working Group, Performance Group, to try to support that team to get to that level of performance that we can help bring it with our tools and our people. And again, what we're really saying is that this is a journey of work people. I think you said it great. It's our people just working together. And whether it's a conversation that might happen over breakfast or over one of the breakouts, it's undeniable what's possible when we come together and do great things. I have another big announcement that I think really cements sort of why we're here today. We've just recently joined the OpenJS Ecosystem Sustainability Program to give back to the JS community through a new commercial program and an offering to our customers. Let's admit, there's a lot of people that are still using old Node, right? We see it in our distribution downloads. I mean, literally, there's people still pulling down Node 4, by the way. It's really bad. So don't do that. But really, what we hear from customers all the time is we'd love to modernize. We'd love to migrate to the new stuff. But we can't because we're tied to these legacy systems that don't allow us to do it. And so they're frustrated. They want to. I can't tell you how many software engineers in a meeting go yeah, we want to move. We can't. And so we spent a bunch of time thinking about how can we solve that problem. And in partnership with the foundation, we're releasing a new program around legacy support that allows companies to modernize to newer versions of Node inside their legacy systems.
So obviously, upgrading Node is hard. Many people, they have to struggle with all infrastructure. They need to keep running Node in RHEL 7, for example, in Ubuntu 18. So we saw that in our distribution channel, many people demanding that, but the open source project dropped support for those specific versions, so they are not able to use the latest LTS. So we launched this new program, the extended support, so we are allowing people to use, in still supported Linux distributions, I mean, server for the enterprise, this is very important, to be able to use the latest LTS. So it's a very special program. We always, try to make them be successful and use a secure version of Node. We also are providing help with modernizing programs. We have a special program where we help you to upgrade your Node.js base. And yeah, this is highly recommended.
Yeah, super cool.
So, up next. So we know AI is a big thing. It's changing the way we build things. It's changing the way we develop and maintain software. It's the same with open source software. So recently at NodeSource, we started doing a lot of AI. It has been a very interesting journey that we shared later. But we created a special agent that is able to take advantage of the privileged information that we have from our runtime to improve the performance of a Node.js application.
So picture this, your app's running in production, and it's going slow. Has that ever happened? Ever seen that happen before? Yeah. And so what do? You might spend a bunch of time searching through logs endlessly. You might, look at a flame graph or something to try to guess at what's going on. Hey, you might even just hack at some code and see if you can fix it, right? So inside of our commercial product, nSolid, we've built this new AI agent that allows you to take that context of what's happening in production and bring that information forward to give you not just guesses or clues that there's what's happening, because normal observability tells you there's a problem. We actually provide that unique, deep answers inside of it and inside this detailed AI report, and even generate code that is benchmarked for performance that you can decide if you want to leverage it or not. It's a massive game changer in terms of solving performance issues. We call this runtime intelligence because we have the access of that unique data off the runtime, which is so powerful, and we bring that to observability. It allows us to keep Node.js both performant and secure. It's a massive push for us in our industry, and we're super excited about where that goes. And as we look ahead to this unique future, did I hit too far? I didn't. Okay, good. As we look ahead to this unique future, we see AI and open source working together, collaborating for a new version of what's happening. I think we can see transformation everywhere with AI. We think AI and open source together are a game changer for the world, and we've just begun that journey.
So for us, it's very valuable, the foundation partnership that we have, and collaborate to the ecosystem for sustainability in the long term. And that's our main goal, to keep Node.js thriving for the next generation of developers and keeping everything, very performant. Yeah.
So again, we're super proud to be here. We're not just proud members of this foundation. We feel like we're a partner in progress. So to everyone who contributes, everyone who maintains or just builds with Node.js, thank you. Anybody who's part of the JavaScript ecosystem, thank you. We make the world move forward. Together with this community, we can do amazing things. So let's keep building, let's keep modernizing, let's keep pushing to the forefront of what's possible. And empower the next decade of Node.js and JavaScript. Thank you so much.
I forgot one important title for Adrian. He's also on our board of directors, so that actually makes him one of my bosses. So everyone be nice to Adrian this week. Hi, Liz. Okay, what's next? Today, I'm also excited to welcome on stage our friends from Harper in these really cool shirts as Stephen Goldberg and Chris Zip. They're going to share some important work they've been doing. Great, you don't need
Sorry, we just decided to make this as complicated as we possibly could because we weren't nervous enough. Can you, I think we need to switch. Thank you. Awesome, great. Thank you, everybody. We are really excited to be here. I'm not going to assume that you all know what Harper is, so I thought I'd just very quickly, without going on a sales pitch, tell you what we do. Harper is a distributed application platform, and I'll walk through a little bit of the history of it in a minute, but it's a globally distributed application platform that you can drop your Node.js code into, have access to a database and a memory caching layer, and build your own components inside of Harper that can be globally distributed in a peer-to-peer fashion. It's very focused on performance and low latency use cases. First, before we get into anything, we want to say thank you. We're super grateful to be part of the Node community. We actually launched Harper about 8.5 years ago at an iteration of this conference. We met many of you then. We met Robin, we met one of our future employees or current employees who is here today with us. And that entire journey, we've been kind of wanting to get more deeply involved in the community.
Yeah. Yes, I'll just reiterate, I'm deeply grateful to be a part of this community. I'm grateful for the ways that we have benefited. I have benefited from the open source community. It's truly amazing what we can build and accomplish on top of the often selfless and generous work of so many amazing and brilliant developers. I think the JavaScript community in many ways is uniquely decentralized community that has afforded unusual, broad, and diverse opportunities for collaboration and innovation. JavaScript was born out of the browser wars and continually fought free from any corporate single ownership of JavaScript. And today, JavaScript exists across different browsers, different platforms, different JavaScript engines, different runtimes. And because of that diversity and decentralization, we have this vast ecosystem of contributors to JavaScript. So from the brilliant engineers behind JavaScript engines like V8, JavaScript Core, to the incredible efforts of Node.js developers over the years leading the way and building a remarkably stable and robust platform, and recognizing the thankless work that goes into endless unit tests, making sure backwards compatibility continues, maintaining builds. That foundation has been such an important foundation for this diverse community to facilitate continued growth and innovation. It's enabled, I think, the accessibility of such broad contributors. You know, there's the big name projects, but then there's a sole developer putting together a NAPI module that can add a certain flag to sockets that becomes an important part of our infrastructure. So it's the combination of all these things that really is the breadth of contributions that has been so incredible, and we are deeply grateful for that.
And as part of that, I want to cover a little history, and we're going to make a little bit of an announcement in a few minutes. But as I said, you can see that hideous logo in 2017 that we had. And you can actually see a picture of Kyle, my co-founder, in Vancouver as I said, at Iterations Conference, where we launched the first beta of this that Kyle and I wrote, which was pretty terrible, if I'm honest, because I helped write it. And I think I still have some code left today, but Chris tries to get as much of it as he can out. You guys were all really gracious to us, and you tried it out, and you tested it, and you gave us feedback. And over 8 years, we've kind of evolved quite a bit. We started as HarperDB, as I said, with a pretty ugly logo of my dog, Harper. It evolved into a better looking logo, but still HarperDB. And then about at the beginning of this year, we rebranded to Harper because we realized we had started to solve this performance problem that grew over time, and we realized that we needed to iterate into Harper being more of an application platform, because what we were really trying to solve, we had to make more available. Chris joined us a few years ago and took the really bad thing that Kyle and I built and made it a pretty incredible thing, and we're really grateful for with a lot of the rest of our team that's here today. And then we're going to take our next step today with a pretty big announcement in a moment. And as I said, this is Chris Zipe. He's our head of engineering. He took Harper to a different level and is, I wish I could code as well as his pinky, but really made every idea that we had possible. And so we're incredibly grateful to have Chris and the rest of our team be here.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm, again, very grateful to be here. We are here about open source, and I have long appreciated the opportunity to be a part of and engaged with the open source community. Almost 2 decades ago, I was one of the contributors and maintainers of the Dojo toolkit, if we're going back to those old days, right? Thank you, yeah. And I've been involved in open standards work, interoperability, original author of the JSON schema specification and the Promises A specification. And so I've always really appreciated the opportunity to be a part of this incredible community. And that extends to our whole team. Our whole team really cares and desires to be involved in contributing. A few examples: Chris Barber, also another Dojo committer. He continues to be a faithful maintainer working with the Titanium SDK. We have Ethan Arrowwood, a Node.js contributor, Undici Fastify contributor, also part of the Winter TC working group. He's actually going to be talking later this afternoon about interoperability in the open source world. So I'm very grateful to be a benefactor and proud to be part of this community. And I recognize, and I think we can celebrate, that we are part of something special. something that defies the rules of normal economic and game theory of incentives, where we believe there's an intrinsic value in building something bigger than ourselves. And with that, I think is an obligation and a privilege to not only respond in gratitude and appreciation and even compensation where appropriate, but to join in the mutual effort of cooperation and contribution. So in the spirit of this, today marks a major milestone for Harper. We're not only engaging in supporting projects, but we are open sourcing our core server and database code under the Apache 2.0 license. Thank you. And we do this with the hope and expectation that we can collaborate and build together and to prove and to continue to prove what JavaScript is really capable of. From this amazing decentralized community, JavaScript has proven to be more than just a scripting language for the DOM, but has the scalability and performance to drive the most capable and performant database engines, the most powerful web servers, and to perform at the highest levels of demand and scale with global distribution and availability. So today, Harper is actually powering and accelerating some of the largest retail sites in the world. But ultimately, we don't want to just build software that's only available for the largest enterprises. We want our software that's available for everyone. And that's what drives us to open source. And so some of the challenges that we're involved in, and I believe are some of the greatest challenges for JavaScript, building servers where every nanosecond counts. The unique challenges of running with dozens of concurrent threads and workers across the uncertainty of distributed systems and networks. But this is the challenges that we are engaged with. And I think it's in this mutual effort to show the remarkable scalability of JavaScript that we step forward into open source and we invite collaboration to work together to show that JavaScript is the most capable language for driving not only front end, but highly scalable back end. So press the button.
Yeah, they made me do this.
Here it goes.
We'll see if it works. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's see. OK. I practiced this last night. And of course, it's not working because I'm standing in front of all of you. Oh, you're all on the Wi-Fi. There we go. All right. And here we go.
We're just trying to do a little bit better than Mark Zuckerberg's last demo.
Yeah. Oh, whoops, nope, I don't want that. I have shaky hands at the best of times. All right, am I good to do this?
Yes, let's do it.
I'm very excited to click this button. Oh, wow. Thanks, Ethan. Could you have made this more to confirm to Harper, fast, nope. I hope you're recording this so we can laugh about it later. Good. Thank you, Barry.
Slash.
My hands are literally shaking.
Delete the A. Delete the A.
I can't
There's
see.
an extra A.
Where's the extra A?
Left.
There?
Delete.
Delete that?
Yeah, there you go. OK.
Thanks, Drew. I really appreciate it. Oh, my God. And my phone is there. Can you throw me that phone right there? We'll do this later. Ethan will do it now. Yeah.
We have a backup plan.
Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. I am going to kill you, Drew, just so you're aware. As soon as I get off this stage, I'm coming for you. All right. OK. 4, 6, 7, 8, 5.
Cool. All right, we did it.
OK, and then we just need to go back to the tab, because again, we made this as complicated as possible. There we go.
OK. Thank you so much.
That was fun.
That was fun. OK, so we are committed to continuing to collaborate and push JavaScript forward as a platform for distributed high scalability, high performance applications. And so with open sourcing, we're really excited to share some of the technologies and I believe innovations that we have worked on. We're excited to share about our dynamic plugin system for being able to load and update applications in real time on live servers. We're excited to share some of the architecture we've worked on for multi-worker, multi-threaded mechanisms for handling high load and a orchestrated system for managing shared memory and shared state across threads. We're excited about our transaction log utilizing that can drive both auditing and recovery as well as a real-time subscription system. So today we are open sourcing the Harper core server code, but this is part of our journey of being open. This is not our first open source project. In fact, some of our most foundational technologies have long been open source. Our high performance LMDB key value bindings, high-speed message pack, CBOR, encoding decoding libraries, weak referencing LRU cache. And today we are also open sourcing our RocksDB binding library to leverage the full power of RocksDB for high performance transactional storage. We really are excited about being able to leverage RocksDB to this fullest extent in the JavaScript ecosystem. Today we are also not only open sourcing, but we are launching our new data application platform, Harper Fabric. And with that is our continued journey. Yes, with that is our continued journey of being open and making things source available. So with this, we are going to also be making source available a number of our components and tools that drive this. Now, to be perfectly clear, many of these packages are part of our paid platform services, and so naturally they're going to be available through a more restrictive Elastic license, not open source, but source available. But we are, again, fully open sourcing the core server under the Apache 2 license. So we're looking forward to continuing to collaborate and make JavaScript a platform, not just for application development, but a distributed platform for the future. And we invite you to be part of this journey and explore how we can tackle these challenges together. And again, I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be here and be a part of this amazing community. Thank you.
And thank you all so much. As Chris said, and I know we're way over our time, so I apologize, Robin. You can try out the new Harper Fabric service. It's a beta just for you all. We're opening it to you as of today. We'd love your feedback. We want to know what we screwed up like last time and how we can make it better. And Devin over there is primarily responsible for maintaining it, so you can give him a hard time about it and not me. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
That's like goosebump moment, open sourcing on stage. I actually do have, or I say had, that 2017 purple Harper shirt. My son stole it. Yeah. I didn't know it was your dog. That's so cool. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about sustainability. You know, I've been sort of on this, roadshow talking about magic piles of money. But we do know, from the outside, everything does look like it just runs. It just hums along. The CVEs get fixed, and servers are running. But we do know better. There are not magic piles of money. And so playing the long game means really facing that reality head on. And so we are working with the industry and talking about how can we build like real funding models to support our projects. Asking companies who make billions on JavaScript to invest in the projects and the communities as well. And then making sure that you all, the maintainers, our roadies, actually get paid. And I do think all of the organizations here who allow their employees to work on our projects as part of their day job. So sustainability, it's not just a buzzword, it is survival. We're seeing a lot of momentum. We're seeing new funding thanks to governments. We're seeing new foundations emerge, super cool with React, new collaborations for all on stage. So that is really the long game. And, again, the long game isn't just maintaining what we have, but it is about where we're going. And, JavaScript, we always say it's everywhere. It's almost in every, 98% of the world's websites. At ReactConf, it was interesting. There was a panel on AI, of course, AI, and you'll learn a lot more this week. And Sean Wang, Swix, had something interesting to say that really sort of stuck with me. He's like, the AI people don't really know how to write front end. So if there is an opportunity, here it is. It's your career shift. And organizations are finding it hard to find great people like you. So anyhow, the long game, it is all about all of you. Every late night bug fix, every wild idea to create something bigger. Last music analogy, I promise. We always say that JavaScript is sort of like Taylor Swift re-recording her albums, taking control, making sure the work lasts, and making it stronger for the next generation. So that's why we're here. It's about connection and ideas and community, because the long game, it's not heavy, it's really epic, and we're going to have a great time. So I thank you all for joining, and welcome to JSConf North America. Great.